booties for black girl nerds.
Jamie Broadnax, Black Girl Nerds. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Denzel, I will start with you.
I got to start with you. What does that mean, Black Girl Nerds?
It means we are the intersection of geek culture and Black feminism. So we talk
What does
about
that
all
mean?
geek. What that means is we love all things in geek culture, entertainment, movies, TV, gaming, comics, and
Okay.
we're self-declared nerds.
All right.
Okay. What does that mean to you? I'm curious.
Well, I just was curious. I just, Black Girl Nerds. I just didn't, I hadn't heard that one before.
I love it. There's an
I'm-
army of them out there.
Is it?
Yes.
We represent high in these geek streets.
Yeah.
Denzel, I
How
want
do
to
Black
start with you.
women fit into that? Or is it all just girls, or there's no distinction, or how's that work?
Black women, Black girls of all different ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not literally just girls.
Not literally just girls.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We just use that moniker.
Okay.
Yeah.
More like girl.
Girl. Hey, girl. How's it going? So in highest to lowest, this film feels like it's a meditation on power and morality. And for you, Denzel, when you're looking at a script and you're going into the psyche of a character, how do you decide a character's flaws, if they're worth exploring versus if they risk alienating an audience with respect to the character that you play in this role?
Wow. I don't look at it that way. If I'm worried about what the audience thinks, then I shouldn't be doing the movie. Shouldn't be playing a part. I don't care what the audience thinks. If I've decided I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's not like, ooh, I wonder if they're going to like me or not. Now, 50 years in this business has afforded me that position, but I think I've always felt that way. And I don't know if that's ego or what, but I don't care what you think, to be honest with you. I'm not doing it for you.
Right. I love that. And Jeffrey, for you, how much of your character's backstory did you create beyond what was beyond the page to help guide your choices?
Well, I think what was on the page, as is often the case, was kind of a blueprint. But I didn't build, on that myself. It was a really, really fertile collaboration with Spike and with Denzel, trying to mine down and create a kind of common history between the two characters. And then Spike was very interested in layering this character as well, understanding that he went on a different path than David, that he ended up, doing some time. And so we started thinking about how that informed who he was once he got out. And then we got to dig into some interesting potential aspects, in being a 5%er and what kind of transformation he had undergone while he was in prison, which is something that I've always been curious about and kind of fascinated about. I did a film called OG that we shot in a maximum security facility out in Indiana, a working facility with guys who were incarcerated there. And it's always curious to me, and in talking to them, learning about other experiences that I've had, the ways in which there's this kind of the pressure of prison creates transformation in people's lives. The great portrayal of that in cinema is Denzel with Malcolm X, and Malcolm X represents kind of the highest order of that. And I find it fascinating for as a unfortunate experience for many black men that they undergo this type of transformation on the inside. So we gave thought to that, about, his kind of finding a different set of values and through the 5%ers and, how that informed who he was going forward. So that wasn't exactly on the page, but Spike...
many black men on the inside when there aren't many black men on the outside.
This was an incredible film to watch. There were some incredible performances obviously between the two of you, but throughout the ensemble in this film. And I just really enjoyed watching this through and through from beginning to end. So they are giving me the rap, but thank you so much for taking the time to speak to Black Girl Nerds. And thank you, Mr. Washington, for asking about, being very inquisitive about the name of our outlet. And I appreciate the conversation.
Girl.
All right. Black Girl Nerds.
You go, girl.
Lady.
Thank you. You take care.
Thank you.
Hi, Jamie.
Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. You know, your character and her journey in Highest to Lowest, it reflects both personal sacrifice as well as moral conflict. How did you tap into that emotional duality?
Personal conflict. Run this back for me, please. Tell me again about Pam King.
No, that's okay. Your character deals with personal sacrifice as well as moral conflict in your character's journey in Highest to Lowest. So how did you tap into that duality?
I think for Pam, it's not really, there's the financial sacrifice, right? If we decide to pay the ransom. But I think that comes second in a major way to the moral dilemma she's faced with. There really is no question about what the right thing to do is, and and I use this very casually. Yes, it's a bummer, the situation they've been put in. Would pose a big threat to lifestyle, but there is only one right choice in all of this. So I think that makes it a lot easier to deal with the duality of what to do and what not to do.
I love the complexity of these characters and how they think and where their moral loyalties lie throughout this journey of the story. And I wanted to know from a directorial perspective, how did Spike Lee's direction help you navigate moments in the script where silence speaks louder than dialogue?
Spike is pretty hands-off when it comes to the actor's emotional life or delivery. The only thing he's really very specific about is blocking in a scene, and he's always been that way since I've worked with him. And it's been the only point of conflict at all between actor and director on set. But he's got his vision of the shots that he wants, and sometimes it's opposite what feels natural as an actor, but you just have to trust that Maestro has the big picture in mind. In terms of the silence that certain scenes commanded, everything was on the page. Alan Fox did a wonderful job with this script. I think it's been in the works for many years. So there wasn't a lot of question about when moments needed to be taken to kind of consider the position we were in and when dialogue was called for.
Beautiful performance in this one from all of you guys. And you are working with some heavyweights in this film. Was there a particular scene with Denzel or with Jeffrey that shaped the way that you approach the rest of your performance?
I think there's no way kind of not to approach a scene based on who you're working with, right? So if Denzel and I are shooting a scene together, my performance is informed by his, right? So you're kind of vibrating off of one another in a scene, and the two of them are both wildly talented. I mean, like heavyweights is the word, but very different personalities as well. So you do move through the work a little bit differently with either.
The film deals with ambition and the price that it demands. What did you think your character teaches the audience in navigating those choices?
I think Pam she's really David's North Star, right? So I think she very kind of, nonchalantly addresses the fact that the 17.5 or whatever it is a huge, hefty sum of money. She recognizes that you'd be, crazy and blind not to. But I think she also just puts it very simply. It's like this, it's a life. How much money is too much to save a life of a loved one. I think she breaks it down in a really simple way that kind of leaves no choice but to make the right choice.
It's a great character study on choices, on morality, on loyalty, capitalism, so many different themes that this film explores, and you guys did a great job with your performances. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to Black Girl Nerds. I really appreciate the conversation today.
I always love talking to you all.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.